Imagine you wake up alone in a spaceship 11.9 light years away from Earth with two dead crewmates, zero memories, and the chilling realization that the Earth's sun, our sun, is dying unless you, a sixth grade science teacher turned reluctant hero, can science your way out of it. Ryan Gosling brings Ryland Grace to life in this mind bending thriller. Directed by the Lego movie geniuses Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, hitting IMAX theaters March 20th, 2026. But the underlying book's twists with an alien ally named Rocky will leave you questioning everything till the final page. Stick around today to uncover the interstellar friendship that defies all logic and saves two worlds. Welcome to the channel dissecting myths, epics, and mind blowing sci fi, from Mahabharat battlefields to interstellar voids. Today, we launch into Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary, the pulse pounding sequel in spirit to The Martian that's exploding in hype with its Ryan Gosling led film. The March 2026 movie adaptation promises visual spectacle, but the book's razor sharp astrophysics and emotional gut punches demand you read the book first. Let's unpack why it's Weir's crowning triumph. But a quick history before we deep dive into the book or about the author. Who is Andy Weir? Andy Weir is an American science fiction author best known for his novel The Martian, which was adapted into a hit film directed by Ridley Scott. He transitioned from a career in software engineering to full time writing after the success of his debut novel. He began programming at the age of 15 and worked for companies like Blizzard on games like Warcraft 2 before studying computer science at UC San Diego without graduating. He self published early works online, including the short story The Egg and webcomic Casey and Andy, building a fan base that propelled The Martian from a free serial to a bestseller. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir follows Ryland Grace, a former scientist turned science teacher who awakens alone on a spaceship far from Earth with amnesia about his identity and mission. He gradually pieces together that he's on a desperate interstellar journey aboard the Hail Mary, humanity's last ditch effort to combat a cosmic threat endangering the planet. Grace discovers his two crewmates died during the voyage, leaving him as the sole survivor tasked with critical experiments and observations. His background in science equips him to tackle the ship's advanced systems and unravel the purpose of his one way trip. The Hail Mary heads to the Tau Ceti system, the only nearby star unaffected by the crisis, to investigate potential solutions that could be sent back to Earth. Grace must navigate isolation, technical challenges, and unexpected encounters while piecing together fragmented memories of how he was recruited against his will. Earth faces catastrophe from Astrophage, a microorganism dimming the sun and risking a global ice age that could kill billions. Grace's success determines humanity's survival, with failure meaning irreversible planetary doom. Andy Weir breaks down intricate ideas like producing water from hydrogen on Mars into clear steps that let readers follow the logic without prior expertise. This approach builds credibility as even scientists praise his depictions despite minor fictional liberties, which you can expect out of a science fiction. Protagonists in his books confront escalating obstacles such as surviving isolation or averting planetary disasters, driving tension through critical thinking and creative hacks. As a reader, you feel involved, piercing solutions alongside the heroes in a mystery like progression. Astrophage, an alien microbe that consumes stellar energy by converting electromagnetic radiation into neutrinos for propulsion and storage, powers interstellar travel but threatens Earth's sun by dimming it. Another standout is Taumoeba, a predator microbe selectively bred to devour astrophage, highlighting genetic engineering and evolutionary adaptation to reverse the crisis. These ideas ground the plot in plausible astrophysics and biology, with Andy Weir consulting experts for realism. How does Project Hail Mary compare with his previous books, The Martian, Artemis. The Martian follows astronaut Mark Watney's solo survival on Mars after a storm strands him, focusing on resource scarcity like growing potatoes in a harsh, barren environment. Artemis shifts to a heist thriller in a lunar colony where smuggler Jazz Bashara navigates crime syndicates and sabotage amid economic intrigue. Project Hail Mary, on the other hand, expands to deep space with amnesiac scientist Ryland Grace awakening on a ship to combat Astrophage, a microbe dimming the sun, leading to encounters at Tau Ceti. Watney embodies foul mouthed, resilient optimism in isolation, relying on NASA support from afar in The Martian. In Artemis, Bashara is a morally grey, scrappy Saudi smuggler assembling a team for high risk jobs on the moon. In Project Hail Mary, Grace, a reluctant science teacher, evolves through introspection and forms a profound bond with an alien, Rocky, contrasting the human's solitary or ethically complex struggles. Survivor drives all in all three books, but The Martian emphasizes man versus nature and human cooperation from Earth with personal stakes. Artemis explores lunar society's ethics, greed, and frontier politics in a contained colony. Project Hail Mary elevates to planetary extinction via Astrophage, weaving innovation, sacrifice, and interspecies unity for cosmic salvation. Weir's signature hard sci fi shines in all three books. Realistic Mars physics in The Martian, lunar tech in Artemis, which is all current day feasible, by the way, and speculative astrophage propulsion with alien biology in Project Hail Mary. Repetition suits Watney's routines, heist pacing fits Artemis, but Project Hail Mary's plot twists and emotional arcs make it Andy Weir's most ambitious and rereadable book till date. The movie arrives in theaters on March 20th, 2026 via Amazon MGM Studios. Sandra Hüller plays Eva Stratt, the mission's authoritative leader, with supporting roles by Milana Weintraub, Lionel Boyce, Ken Leung, and others like Lynn Kingsman. And of course, Gosling is the protagonist here. Cinematographer Greg Fraser elevates the visuals. Production wrapped up in late 2024 after the UK arc filming. Producers include Gosling, Lord, Miller, Amy Pascal, and Andy Weir himself. Lord and Miller's style suggests inventive visuals and laughs amid tension, positioning it as an insanely ambitious blockbuster, even months before the actual release date. Personally, I found Project Hail Mary to be a much advanced emotional journey than The Martian, having read it before. But also, Andy Weir's continuous focus and theme on scientific and technological innovations stands out. But again, having gone through the book, I found it to be at a much more correcting with me at a much more emotional level than The Martian, honestly, which was great. What I found surprising was how Andy Weir continues to have themes around science and technology, but brings in those struggles that you can relate with on a very personal level when you're reading through the book. So it keeps you hooked till the very last page, not because of the continuous suspense and drama that's happening in the story, but how relatable the character actually feels, especially in this one when the protagonist, the sixth grade science teacher, who's literally lost on what he can do to save the entire humanity. Um, and what I also felt is that the Project Hail Mary nailed the personal angle from the protagonist's standpoint. In The Martian, the protagonist was kind of um, finicky. He used to be in a bad mood because he was a scientist who knew what he was doing. He was good at his job. Whereas this is more human. Ryland Grace is much more human, so his struggles feel much more relatable. Do you think you should read the book first uh, before watching the movie? I personally always recommend when a movie comes out which is based on a book that you should go and read the book first, and especially in this case, because when you're reading the book, I'm pretty sure you'll feel that there has to be a movie on it. In fact, I'm surprised why it took it so long for the makers to come up with a movie, given I think the book came almost 4 years back, or even more if you consider the release date of the film. But Project Hail Mary outshines even The Martian in emotional depth and interstellar twists, making the upcoming movie with Ryan Gosling a must watch event. So, my recommendation, grab Project Hail Mary, the book, right now, read it before the film drops in March. Like if you have hyped enough for Rocky, subscribe for more epic breakdowns every week on our channel. Next up, another mystery. Let me know if you want me to do a deep dive on the Marshal as well. Happy to do it. Drop in your comments, book or movie first. As I said, I'm biased always towards the book, but I know that's not always the case. But stay tuned, more mysteries and breakdowns coming soon. Until then, bye bye.